A very good evening to you and welcome. It's Wednesday, 26th June 2024. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, Governor Fubara says failed bomb attempt meant to portray state as unsafe. Rivers CSO raises doubts over RISIEC's capacity to conduct council elections. Fire guts Dangote refinery plant. On the foreign scene, Kenya's president withdraws tax plan after protests. I am Constance Mega. Governor Siminalayi Fubara says the failed detonation of an explosive device inside Hotel Presidential yesterday was an attempt to portray Rivers State as unsafe. Governor Fubara said this when the Senate Committee on Privatization and Commercialization, led by Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, paid him a visit at the government house today. He said the failed attack targeted the facility, which was accommodating high-profile individuals, including members of the Senate Committee, to justify the call for a state of emergency in the state.
Yesterday, while they are aware that you were here, there was an attempt to create heavy problem. In fact, there was a plan to dynamite the presidential hotel because you were there. The idea was when you were hearing state of emergency is so that when people are sitting tomorrow, they will say somebody from this state who called you people to tell you not to come will now raise issue of state of emergency. Afterwards, distinguished colleagues, when people went to the station, what happened? You know everything that's happening. And you know it. You know it. Everybody knows. What we are doing is to defend ourselves.
Governor Fubara described the political crisis in the state as an in-house fight about control.
It's painful because this situation is not a situation of two opposition, two enemies. It's just an in-house fight of control. Control of what? Nothing. You can only sit on one seat. You can't sit on two. You can only be in one room at a time. As we are here, I can't be here and also be in the other section. So what are we fighting for? Vanity. And at the end, vanity.
Well, the state governor also said he's not fighting anyone and that no state governor can take what he has been subjected to in the state.
Where on earth can the tenure of a local government chairman be allocated? Is it that the constitution that governs Nigeria is different from the one that operates in Rivers State? Why should it be that when it comes to the case of Rivers State, the law is always silent? Is it that there is somebody bigger than Nigeria? In this Federal Republic of Nigeria, I don't think there is any governor that can take 10% of what I've tolerated in this state. And I know that all those things are distraction. So I need to focus on the law.
In his address, the chairman, Senate Committee on Privatization and Commercialization, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, said they were in Rivers State to carry out oversight duties on some projects under their area. Well, Senator Kalu commended Governor Fubara for his love for peace and determination to offer quality governance. He also urged the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike to sheath the sword and call his supporters to order as a commitment to fostering peace and putting the interest of the state first. In the meantime, a Lagos-based political analyst, Libert Oshoma, has accused the police of bias for allowing one of the in Rivers State to carry out protests in local government councils, despite police warnings against it. Recall that the Rivers State Police Command warned against any form of protests at local government councils until court gives judgment on the matter. Mr. Oshoma spoke in an interview with our correspondent.
If the police says there should be no protest, then they should be able to maintain that position that there should be no protest. The idea of saying there should be no protest and allowing a group to protest while others are barred from protesting gives the impression that the police certainly is taking sides. So if you allow one group to protest, you must allow the other one to protest, because it is clear that there are two groups here. And these are some of the things that a lot of us have consistently warned against. You can't be a governor in one place and want to control another governor in another place.
Mr. Oshoma also advised the Commissioner of Police in the state, Tunji Disu, not to be compromised.
These are some of the things that a lot of us have consistently warned against. You can't be a governor in one place and want to control another governor in another place. The police commissioner in Rivers State, Tunji Disu, is somebody that some of us knows very well when he served in Lagos. So we should not allow his name to be tainted with this political quagmire in Rivers State. It's obvious that some persons in Abuja are trying to control the governance of Rivers State, and we shouldn't be allowed.
In another development, as the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RISEC, is set to begin the process for the conduct of local government council elections in the state, spokesman of civil society organizations in the state, Solomon Lenu, has raised concerns about their sincerity. Mr. Lenu, in an interview with correspondent Suibi Oruwari, asked the commission to show proof of their sincerity following their sudden plan to conduct elections.
I doubt if he's here to serve the purpose of Rivers with witness situation where impose or compel them to do an election even when there was no arrangement from the state government, even when they were not prepared, just to score a political point or just to ensure that they create crisis in the system. For RISEC to do is to conduct an election that will be free, fair, credible and acceptable by all parties and all Rivers people. From hindsight, you can see that RISEC does not have all it takes to run any election.
But Mr. Lenu also urged RISEC to remain neutral and be independent.
Is the RISEC independent of the state government? Or as at today, have they become independent? Do they have their own finance? Do they have their own logistics to run an election independent of the state government? If no, then what are they doing? Then who is compelling them to do what they are doing? So these are plethora of questions that are begging for answer. What they are doing is just a script that they have been handed by certain quota. It's not on their own volition. Not to be here today, doing the bidding of somebody that is somewhere else.
Well, recall that the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RISEC, recently said it will unveil the timetable and guidelines for the conduct of the 2024 local government elections on the 1st of July. Elsewhere, the Federal High Court in Abuja today adjourned hearing of a suit seeking to remove the APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje from office to the 5th of July. The judge, Justice Inyang Ekwo, adjourned to allow the litigants respond to a counter-affidavit the embattled APC chairman filed to challenge the competence of the suit. But the suit was brought before the court by aggrieved members of the party under the platform of North Central APC Forum. Well, they, among other things, want the court to restrain Mr. Ganduje from parading himself as the party chairman or as the chairman of the party. Still to come, Port Harcourt residents ask FCCPC to investigate supermarkets selling expired products. Stay tuned.
on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Thanks for staying with us, and now to the rest of the news. Some residents of Port Harcourt are calling on the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, to investigate supermarkets and shops for allegedly selling expired products. While speaking with our correspondent, they expressed concern for the health risks associated with consuming such products, where the residents accused some supermarkets of deliberately selling expired products.
I went to a supermarket like that to buy some things. I did not check on expiring dates. When I get home and I see that it has expired, I don't return it. But I learned my lesson there that when next I want to buy something, I will have to check the expiring date first. Those business people normally do it intentionally because they don't want to lose the money they used to buy those things. I beg LCCP that they should please go into the markets, check the goods they are selling. In that they too can help us.
Some we go and buy without checking the expiring dates. Some we eat it and we cause damage on their body. Government should do something about it.
I feel bad when I buy expired goods, especially when I don't know.
Well, in his response, the Assistant Director of Consumer and Business Education for the FCCPC South-South Zone, Emeka Anyanwu, assured that the Commission will take action against those selling expired goods.
It is laxity on the part of the service provider to allow any expired product to be on the shelf. Therefore, FCCPC frowns as such. And if Quality Assurance Department or Surveillance and Investigation Unit goes out and finds such a thing, it is instantly being confiscated. The penalties are enormous. If one is found wanting, he or she is being prosecuted and pays as much as 10 to 100 million naira fine. Sometimes as well, the service provider and the directors might as well be prosecuted.
Well, our correspondent who visited several mini-counted items that were close to the expiry dates, and most of which were consumable goods. Away from that, the paramount ruler, Rumolumeni Kingdom, King Chukwemeka Okocha Olumeni the 12th, has dissolved the Rumolumeni Community Development Council led by Thank God Mark, the Rumolumeni Employment Bureau led by Okechukwu Adolphus Wabara, and all committees and subcommittees under them with immediate effect. A statement by Rumolumeni Kingdom Palace Secretary Prince Aruchi Amechi said the dissolution is based on a recent court judgment. It said Nobo Agborum Isi and Sonny Samuel Ajoku have been appointed as the acting chairman, Rumolumeni Community Development Council and secretary, while Felix Senior and Aham Boniface Wobo are to act as the chairman and secretary of Rumolumeni Employment Bureau. Their appointments take immediate effect. The statement also directed all former appointees to hand over all documents in their possession to the newly appointed officers with immediate effect. The news continues after this break. Stay tuned. The Dangote refinery was gutted by fire this morning. Online videos showed a cloud of thick smoke coming out from the facility at the Lekki Free Zone near Lagos State. In a statement, spokesman for the company, Anthony Chiejina, confirmed the fire at the effluent treatment plant of the refinery. He, however, said operations were not affected in any way. He also said firefighters have put out the fire. The Senate and House of Representatives will reconvene tomorrow from their Sala holidays and end of first session break. Well, the chairman of Senate Committees on Media and Public Affairs, Senator Yemi Adaramodu, in a statement said the resumption of plenary has become necessary to enable the lawmakers attend to urgent national and constitutional issues and also to carry out further oversight on the implementation of the Appropriation Act 2024.
And now we bring you news from around the world.
Kenya's President William Ruto says he will withdraw a finance bill containing controversial tax hikes after deadly protests which saw Parliament set ablaze on Tuesday. In an address to the nation, President Ruto said it was clear that Kenyans want nothing to do with the bill. The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights said at least 22 people were killed in Tuesday's protests. And that's the news, but before we go, let's take a look at the highlights. On the news this evening, you heard that Governor Siminalayi Fubara says the failed bomb attempt yesterday was meant to portray Rivers State as unsafe. And Rivers civil society organizations have raised doubt over RISEC's capacity to conduct council elections. A section of the Dangote refinery was gutted by fire this morning. On the foreign scene, Kenya's President William Ruto says he will withdraw a finance bill containing controversial tax hikes after deadly protests. The news was edited by Martha Okerenkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I am Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening.